Hi Dean, welcome back to Connections. You've just come back from the Homeless World Cup. Are you okay to do a quick interview?
Yep, that's fine.
Right. Can you tell us about your time at the Homeless World Cup? But first of all, how did you qualify for the Scottish team?
Well, I basically qualified as I am homeless at the moment as we still speak, so basically that's how I qualified.
So how did they find out about you? How do you...
Well, basically through obviously playing here at Connections as well, but I was also going to street soccer drop-in sessions at Portobello.
So they're the ones that are the driving force around the Scottish Homeless World Cup team?
Yeah, that's correct, yeah.
Fantastic. Right, can you tell us what your training and your preparation was like?
To be fair, training was actually quite hard because there was the game of, as it's four-a-side, it's more tactical than anything. So trying to get used to new tactics and where to be and where not to be and when to close the ball down and when not to close the ball down. So it was quite kerfuffling, as I would put it. But I eventually got there and I quite adapted quite quickly.
Yeah, because it was quite, because you had to have one player in your own half, didn't you?
Yeah. So it became 3 attackers versus 2 defending, and the other opposition had to have a player in each half.
So that was really good though. I really enjoyed watching it. So yeah, it's different. And like we said before, it may be something we're going to try and introduce as a session here.
I would actually like to do it. I would, because at the moment as well, I'm actually looking to volunteer for the next World Cup next year for the squad. So just to get my input and give them a bit of an upper hand.
Right, forgot to ask, where was the competition held this year?
The competition was in California, Sacremento.
So what was the weather like over there then?
Far too hot. It was between 35 and 42 degrees.
Do you think that gives some of the other teams a bit of an advantage, so like the Brazils and everything that was used to like that?
I would say so. I think it gave quite a lot of the teams a big advantage, but I tried to dig in and keep going.
Yeah, you can't mourn by going
to
California.
you can't really, no.
Super, right. Who did you consider to be the hardest team, and who was the most impressive team, and why?
Hardest team, I would say, was probably our first game against Brazil, because trying to put the tactics and everything that we had worked on into training into that game. I'm not going to say they taught us a lesson, but it was hard. It was a hard game with their quick feet and their quick moving. They had more of an understanding than what we did because we only had a certain amount of time training before we actually went away to California. So I'd say Brazil. Most impressive team, I would probably say Mexico. Mexico have won it for quite a good few, I think it's about 4 years in a row, but obviously with COVID splitting that up. Mexico are the same, it's just everything. Like, to me, Mexico had everything. They were talking, they were moving the ball fast, their positioning, everything was just second to none.
So, following on from that, so how did Scotland finish? How did they get on?
Unfortunately, we finished 22nd out of 30th, but it's the experience that counts for me.
Yeah.
Not very many people can say you've represented Scotland being away, so
Scottish national
team. Brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I said, playing in 35 to 42 degree weather is quite something.
So what do you enjoy most about the competition?
What I enjoyed most was actually hearing other people's background stories, because I spoke to 2 other people and their stories were actually different to obviously everybody, as everybody is, because obviously everybody comes from a different country, and there's some poor countries and there's some wealthy countries. So quite a lot of sound nice stories, but there's some bad as well in a way.
That's excellent, yeah. So did you get any time off to see any of Sacremento? Or?
We did. We went to the old town in Sacremento, which was quite nice. I've got quite a lot of pictures of that on my phone.
Right.
And we went around the shops there and I got quite a few gifts and that, so that was lovely to walk around, very lovely. We also went to, I can't remember whereabout it was, I think it was just out Sacramento. We went to obviously play golf, just as a wee team bonding thing to
to
get us bonding, and to be fair, I won the first round. I've never played golf in my life, but I'll take it.
That was absolutely brilliant. Is there anything else you'd like to add now?
No, I'd just like to add and say thank you to everybody that watched as many games as they could, because it was never, upon anybody to watch it or had to watch it. So I just want to take the opportunity to say thanks very much to the people that took their time and watched it, because I know some of the games were silly o'clock in the morning. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Cheers, Dean. Thank you.